Hello, this is going to be my attempt at another Whispers video, but this time, well, I guess the plan was originally to try to make it unintelligible, more like this, but I don't know if that's how it's gonna turn out, because I'm just really trying to be very careful. Here's the thing, okay, I have kind of a weird confession to make, and that is that, I have false teeth, and right now I'm not wearing them, so I essentially have a toothless mouth. When I first got my teeth pulled, I went for about 3 months with no teeth, and all I ever ate was mashed potatoes, and sometimes like macaroni and cheese. I got pretty good at eating stuff like that was a little bit more crunchy or whatever, like fried chicken. Basically, what I learned to do was to like crush the food between my tongue and the top of my mouth, and so I guess my tongue got pretty strong for those 3 months. But it was also like I had to learn to talk without teeth, which was really weird. But somehow I managed to do it. I actually functionally worked for 3 months as a gas station clerk with no teeth, which was an interesting experience indeed. And now here I sit with those teeth not in my mouth. Actually, those dentures that I got were in 2002, and I'm still using the same ones now, 20 years later. So, but I just thought I'd try this because I wanted to see how interesting the mouth sounds would be without teeth. So, I guess to a lot of people, it probably wouldn't sound very natural, or like it doesn't seem natural for a person to not have teeth in their mouth, but to me it's kind of just second nature at this point. Like there are times I just don't put them in, or sometimes I just put the top ones in but not the bottom because it's more comfortable, and I feel like I can actually talk better without the bottom ones sometimes. But yeah, it's a very unusual feeling, I guess. But anyway, so I don't really know what I'm going to talk about in this video. I don't think I can spend the entire time just talking about the teeth situation, although I might end up doing that. I'm not really sure. Or I might just resort to more mouth sounds or something like that. But whatever I do, I'm just going to make sure. Okay, so yeah, the V sound, the letter that comes after U but before W, that is a letter that even with my teeth I have issues making that sound. I just get lazy and I don't pronounce it, so I say stuff like everybody, stuff like that. But then I guess that's not uncommon for people to leave that sound out, because sometimes you see those old poems that instead of saying every, they say every or everybody with an apostrophe where we should be. Oops, my voice came out a little bit there. I'm surprised how often that happens when I don't even realize it, but it's okay. So yeah, I just started this ASMR channel this week, and I'm not sure how successful it's going to be, but I'm kind of surprised it's already had a few views on some of the videos, because when I tried to do this on Twitch, I tried to make a channel from scratch, because I actually had kind of an unfair advantage when I joined Twitch, because I had an audience carryover from YouTube. So I never really knew what it was like to have to start a Twitch channel from nothing and just work my way up from scratch. So one time I tried actually making a channel from scratch with no subscribers, no followers, and I didn't tell anybody about it, and I just started streaming on it, and I was kind of surprised. I mean, I think the most viewers I ever got was maybe 4 or 5, and I worked on that for months, literal months, and just never, just couldn't seem to take off the ground. So it was enough to make me realize that no matter how popular you get on the internet, in the end you're just another person. So that really was kind of a humbling experience for me. So now you're making this ASMR channel. It's kind of the same thing, except I'm actually seeing a little bit of a response. I have been trying to leave a few comments here and there, because I know that comments are a very good form of advertisement. People are just curious, and they'll click on your channel, say, okay, let's see what this person is about, and then they listen to the videos, and you never know, stuff just happens. I don't know if it's happening via search results or like people clicking on my comments because they see my name or my other channel's name is pretty ridiculous too, but ASMR Glycerin, that's just really ridiculous. The reason I thought of it is because there was a song by Bush on their album 16 Stone, which came out in 1995, I believe. And that song was called Glycerin. And I always kind of thought it was funny when the video would come on. I would actually laugh at it because there was like this one random shot of Gavin Rossdale in the video when he says the line, "Don't let the days go by," in the second chorus. There was this one shot of him where he's like perfectly centered on the screen and he's looking slightly to the left. And there's something about that always, I don't know why, it just makes me laugh. He's like got his eyes closed and he's singing all emotionally, and it's just, you don't expect rock bands to make emotional songs, but back in the 90s it happened a lot. You had a lot of like really hard rock bands like Silverchair that would suddenly come out with a song like Cemetery, or STB, didn't they have one? Well, I guess they had Lady Picture Show, but I don't know if that really counts, because that one's just still pretty heavy with the guitars. But anyway, well, I didn't expect to be talking this much. I expected to be doing more mouth sounds, but then again, I guess I could just keep going and see how it goes. But yeah. Yesterday, and normally if I forget for one day, I don't really notice a difference. In fact, it takes about a week before the symptoms really start to come back. Just the fatigue and the tiredness all the time and that kind of thing. But yeah, so I can try doing those kissing sounds. I did some kisses in a different video and they kind of turned out pretty good. I don't know how they would sound with no teeth, but I guess I'll try them now. It's pretty fun to do those. I don't know why. It just is. I had some kind of chicken last night that was really good. I don't know what kind of sauce was in that. It was another one of those Blue Apron recipes, but sometimes the seasonings are the best part of those. It's like you basically just put olive oil in a pan and you mix the chicken pieces with salt and pepper and whatever seasoning they add, and then you just throw it in the pan and cook it up. And there's like, I don't know if it's goo is how you pronounce that, C-O-U-S, but that stuff is actually surprisingly good too. And anyway, so there was like some kind of sauce I mixed together using honey and olive oil and water and this stuff called tahini, Tahini. I don't know what that stuff is, but it was really good too. So I've eaten all kinds of things. I have no idea what I'm even eating half the time. I mean, the stuff last night almost tasted like macaroni and cheese, but there was no cheese. Well, actually there was feta cheese crumbled into it, but I'd actually tried feeding some to the cat and he liked it too. I don't know, I'm kind of surprised. I tried feeding him salmon and catfish, but he doesn't really like those, but he loves chicken. I don't know if this is the kind of thing that you can practice, like get better at it. I mean, I can practice like not breathing so much because I know that's been my biggest issue, at least as far as I'm concerned. That's the one thing I would change about my own performance if I could, is get take care of the breathing and try to make it better. If I was to do unintelligible stuff, it would be more like this right here, which I think would be interesting and actually actually try to do something like that. It would be really fun. I know it would, because I really like to, I like to incorporate mouth sounds within the, the words. Like the little tingles. The tingles feel really good. The tingles. I like the tingles. I like to feel tingles all over my body, going up and down my back, and up in my head. I feel the tingles on my spine. It feels really good. It makes me relax. It makes me sleep better. It's good tingles. Really good tingles. Like I said, I don't really, I don't know what my plan is for this. I wasn't planning on making this many videos. I thought I was just gonna put one video up and then just see how it did. But now I've been making more, and it's like I'm kind of hooked on it. When my roommate comes back from his vacation, I don't know how often I'll be able to do this, because, plus I don't know if I'll be able to keep coming up with ideas for videos. Like the idea about the trans video was something I just kind of randomly thought of when I was standing outside, and it turned out to be like pretty good, I guess. There's one thing I wish I could change about the video when I was listing all the different ways that people alter their bodies. I forgot to mention tattoos. But, and I feel like maybe I could just record myself saying that and throw it into the video, but I don't want it to be too obvious that I threw something in there that wasn't in the original recording, because you can tell sometimes when you listen, because there's more background noise in the second recording or something like that. So you don't want to have to deal with that, but it's just one of those things you have to deal with sometimes. It's not really anything you can really do about it. Unless, of course, you're a pretty girl named Claire. Pretty girl named Claire. Remember that one? Yeah, from the first video, bringing the pretty girl named Claire back. Actually, without teeth, pretty girl named Claire sounds even more tingly than it did before. That's ridiculous. Maybe I should have made that video without teeth, and I could have said pretty girl named Claire. Pretty girl named Claire. It would have been so good. I don't know why that sounds so good and so tingly. It just does. Like, I don't know how proper it is for an ASMR person to give themselves tingles, but I have given myself tingles in the past just by making these sounds. Okay, I've been scratching my face a little bit in the recording. I hope that's not coming through, but if it is, I'm sorry about that. That's honestly probably my worst habit, is scratching my face. I just never stop doing it. It's honestly a wonder I haven't gotten COVID at this point. The way I touch my face, I just do it all the time. On the flip side of that, though, I almost never leave the house, because I'm one of those people that's just sedentary, that just sits around. And I do go to the gym and work out, obviously, but still, aside from that, I don't really do much. I know I should do more. I should contribute more. Okay, it's starting to get up to the 15-minute mark, and eventually I'm gonna have to cut parts of this video out, but I'm gonna try to maybe do this as best I can. Maybe just make a little bit of extra, so if I do have to cut parts out that I'm scratching at them or something like that, I can just get rid of those, and then it won't make the time go down to like 13 minutes or something like that. Anyway, I will say that this has been really fun, and I might make another one of these. I don't really know, but I definitely feel like the mouth sounds come through better when I don't have my teeth in. I don't know if the same can be said for the intelligibleness of my words, but then again, unintelligible, I guess, is literally the opposite of intelligible, so, maybe that would be the way to do it if I ever did decide to attempt one of those in honesty and full. Plus, I could kind of say anything I want to, and nobody would really know what I was saying. That's funny, though, because there are some unintelligible videos out there where people in the comments have kind of been able to make out what the person is saying, which is kind of fascinating, because then when I go back and listen to the video, I listen for it, and it's like, yeah, that totally is what they're saying.